Hello everybody, this is Courtney and welcome to another speed build. And today we are doing the biggest build I think I've ever done in my life, at least on The Sims 4. I don't really remember what I built on The Sims 3, but anyway, today I am showing you a Raised Center Hall Cottage build, which is basically just a big, like, rectangular kind of shaped house with a very broad front and back porch that's the same with these columns. I think it said it usually had 6, so I obviously built one with 6 front columns in the front, and yeah, it was actually a lot of fun. It's taken me probably over a week to do it. I've recorded over 3 different days, I think, and the reason it took me a whole week was because I've been working like 5 days in a row, like a normal, I guess a normal 9 to 5, but I work overnight, so it's not 9 to 5, but you know, whatever. But anyway, I hope you guys really like this build. I had a lot of fun, like I said, although it did take me a while. I fought a lot with this roof. I ended up actually fixing it off camera, so I do apologize for that, but it just took so long. Yeah. But anyway, this is actually the new house for the Goth family in my save file. And the only reason I decided to put them in here was because it's not really their style. I understand that. But in my save file, this area up here where their original house was, I didn't move them. I, kept them on the same lot. I just built them in a different house. But in this area, I wanted to do like bungalow style houses, maybe some suburban looking houses, and I didn't really want to have to build them a bungalow because that would be just one huge, single story house that I was not looking forward to having to do. So I looked up online just for some inspiration and ideas, and I found this picture, which I will put up right here, and it kind of fits, like it could be, I don't know how to explain it, but I feel like it looks like it could be one, a mixture of the two styles, I guess, maybe, I don't know. And I had thought about, when I was editing this and putting it together, I had thought about splitting it up into 2 parts because I knew it was going to be really long, because I had over 4 hours of footage of building this, and so I'm sorry, later on there will be a lot more cuts because I did cut out some things just to make it shorter, because as it is, I don't know what I'm going to talk about for 30 minutes, but yeah, so how are you guys doing? So yeah, when I was doing this, I wasn't really paying attention to price because, the Goths are loaded. So it is pretty close to what their original house was, because when I bulldozed the lot and everything, I looked to see how much money they had, and it was around 250,000 K, I believe. And this house is around that as well. I think it's a little more. It's like 268 or something like that. I can't quite remember, but yeah, you'll see on the video coming up soon. I ended up having to take the middle dormer out. And it's technically not really a dormer because there is rooms up there. So I mean, I guess it is a dormer. It's just not a fake dormer. But yeah, I had to take it out eventually because with fixing the roof, the roof started clipping in only on that one for some reason, and I couldn't figure out how to fix it, so I ended up just taking it out. And even after I fixed the roof issue off camera, it was still clipping in and I couldn't figure it out. So yeah, kind of made me sad because it looks better, I think, with that middle one. But anyway, as my normal fashion, I am doing the landscaping all with debug items, which I love doing, especially with like starter houses and stuff, because it helps keep the cost of your house down, because landscaping is expensive. Yeah, all those plants, super expensive. So not that it really mattered, but just kind of out of habit I did it. But yeah, and I didn't really have an idea. I just kind of wanted it to look lush and full, and I used a lot of the purple from like the lavender. I really like those. It looks really nice. And yeah, right here I didn't record it. Actually, I'm gonna talk about the porch here. So in the picture, I'll post it up real quick here again. In the picture, it has those like columns on the porch, and when I originally tried to make the whole foundation like that, it just looked weird, because you know how it does it every square, you know, every grid tile it shows it, and it was just too much. So I did add, I don't know if you caught it, but I added a wall across there just to break it up into different rooms, so that way I could only put it on the front and then do the rest of the foundation different, that brick color. It was a neat little trick. I think I saw somebody else do it. I can't remember who, but I saw somebody do it on a speed build someday. I don't know. But anyway, what I was going to talk about was the lining of the little like sidewalk area. I actually used the little like low-lying grass bush plant thing, whatever you want to call it, from Island Living, and sized it down and just kind of made it look like a little bush grass area. I don't know. But yeah, here I was kind of following the floor plan as well. So yeah, the rooms ended up being really big, but excuse me, my voice is going. But you know, the Goth family is very, I don't know, lavish lifestyle, I guess is what I would say. But yeah, here you'll see I was starting to struggle with the roof and doing everything. So yeah, little sad moment, but I left it all in so you guys could see the struggle. Yep. But besides that, I really didn't have that much of a problem with this build. I just had it took a long time just to furnish it. That was what took the longest. Yeah, here we're working on the back porch, and I'm just making it the same as the front. As far as with the columns and stuff, there's no steps back there, so you know you can't get into either side of the yard because there's not really a backyard. But yeah, I do end up putting a like built-in grill area there and a little like seating area so they can enjoy the weather when it's nice and eat outside. But yeah, so now I think, yep, now we're almost done with just like the structure, with adding the doors and everything. That was the one thing too that sucked, was the upstairs doesn't have any windows because of the roofing. So each room, like the bedrooms, just have one window in that dormer. So it's kind of dark. I had to add a lot of lights and stuff to get it all. Yeah, I didn't add too many windows downstairs either, on the sides of the house anyway. But so yep, now we are here. I was just placing beds in the room, so I remembered which room was which room was who, I guess, or whose room was which. I don't know the correct way to say that, but yeah, so now, as usual, I either start on the kitchen or the bathroom, and this time we chose bathroom. So I did all the bathrooms, I think, at the same time. I think I only show one. I think I showed this one and then the laundry room bathroom, because the one up, the public bathroom upstairs, maybe I showed all of them. I don't remember. We'll see. But yeah, this is just the one on the ground level. Has a shower. It's red, you know, because like I said, this is the Goth family house in my save file, so I did decorate everything for that family. So if you do decide to download this, you know, change it up however you want. I don't care. But that is what is decorated at the moment. So it might not be what, you know, you would want for your Sims or whatever, but like I said, you can always place it unfurnished, or when, you know, your Sims buy it, they can buy it unfurnished, so that works either way. So yeah, so here is the ensuite. for Bella and Mortimer. It's very large. They have a full shower tub, and then they have like the little like jet tub thing, hot tub. It's not a hot tub, but you know what I mean. Very fancy, very large bathroom. Yeah, I put that little like ottoman thing from, I think it's from Spa Day. I put that down and I don't really know why. Like I wanted to put it somewhere, but that was it didn't really fit anywhere. I don't know, it's just kind of randomly there. And I never moved it. But, and I think that ends up being the only bathroom or room in general with a laundry basket. And I think that was because I had the good intention, because I knew I was making the laundry room next. And so I made the laundry room. And then because I had to split up my furnishing into multiple days, I just kind of forgot about it. So, you know, if you want to play with the laundry part, you might need to add some more laundry baskets in the other bathrooms and the bedrooms and, you know, wherever your Sims get undressed. But anyway, I really like how this room turned out. It's not really, oh man, I cut it out. But it didn't end up being very goth, like, style, I guess is what I would say. But I really like it, so I don't know. Maybe the housekeeper or whoever helps them with their stuff decorated it. I don't know what I'm saying. But anyway, yes, now we're finally working on the kitchen because the bathrooms are done, so now we work on the kitchen, you know? That's just my, excuse me, God, my voice is going. That is just my order of stuff. If I don't do the bathrooms first, I do the kitchen first. If I don't do the kitchen first, I do the bathroom first. But anyway, yeah, and I put, you'll see in a second, I put a dishwasher right there. I put a dishwasher, and when I was taking screenshots, I don't know why, but I didn't see it, and so I added another one. So when I take the screenshot, you'll see it, that there's two of them, and they're different, which makes me laugh so hard. But it's also in the gallery like that. So if you download it, you might want to delete one of those, unless you really want two dishwashers that are different. I don't know. But I still have to do that. I still have to delete it on mine in my save file. But yeah, it made me laugh out loud so much when I was editing this. I saw that I placed it, and I was like, I put a dishwasher in there. Why didn't I see it? Oh god, it was kind of a dumb blonde moment, I guess, for me. But so before I deleted their house, I kind of took a look around for like unique objects and things that were in their house, and one of them was that butler statue, which I have never ever used in my life. But I made a list of things, that they had in their rooms or around the house like that I wanted to make sure that I added in, just so, if you didn't, I guess maybe if you didn't know this was supposed to be the Goth's house, you would see things and you'd be like, oh, I don't know. That was my reasoning for it, but, just to make it feel more like their house. So yeah, I added the butler there. I put the salt and pepper shaker on there because I thought that was cute. In their original house, I don't think it has anything on there, but, it just looked empty. I wanted to add something. But yeah, and then, so the only other really, like, specific items there was Cassandra had the bust of Cordelia statue in her room, and so I made sure that she adds that. I did, like, really clutter up her room like a teenage girl would have, so it looks like, maybe Princess Cordelia was like somebody important to them, and so she had the bust in her room, but she's a teenager now, and so she's got random stuff, like random girly things around that kind of take up space around her, and so it's kind of, I don't know how to explain what I'm trying to say, but if you had like a family heirloom or something in your room that was like a statue, I guess, and then you didn't want to put it away because, it means a lot to you, it means a lot to your family, and so you leave it out, but then like all your other stuff gets cluttered up around it, I guess, is what, I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah. had a lot of issues figuring out this rug here because I wanted to bring the red in and the black, and I've never really used the rug that's there now. That's the one I keep there, but I've never actually used that one before just because it's really plain and boring to me. But yeah, so now we're working on the living room, and this is where I also brought some things, I guess, back. They had a lot of like candle lights. It wasn't from the vampire pack because this was, you know, their home was just base game. But I ended up using lights, I think, from vampires, just to give that look. And I do apologize, while I was building, you know, the lights, you know, randomly have different like color defaults, I guess. Like some of them are white lights, some of them are more warm toned, so it's kind of a mix match. Yeah, kind of a mismatch of colors while I'm recording, but before I take screenshots, I went into live mode, you know, and changed them all so they're all the same. So it was bugging me. It's probably going to bug you. I'm very sorry. But yeah, so here we're adding just some decorations, some sculptures and vases, or vases, however you want to say it, just to give the place more like of a lived-in kind of feel. I tried to make it look like upper class, kind of snooty. I don't really know. I've never really played with the Goths, so I don't really know how they actually are personality-wise. But just the fact that they have a lot of money, I wanted to make it very apparent that they know they have a lot of money and they like to spend it, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, and I also knew that they didn't have very many electronics in their house, and so that's why I just add the one TV here. I didn't add any like stereos or anything. You know, no one else has any TVs in their room or anything. Cassandra in her room, she had a tablet, so I gave her a tablet. Did not give her a computer. They do have a computer in the study, which I think we're going to decorate next after this hallway. So there is a computer in the study. There is a computer in Bella and Mortimer's bedroom, and I kind of decorate that one as like that's Bella's computer that she uses for her job because she is in the secret agent career. And so there's files all over the place. There's little boxes. I can't think of what they're called, like what kind of boxes. You'll see what I mean. But I mean, it could also be Mortimer's desk because he's a writer. So. Or I think he's a writer. I really don't know. I just know he wants to be a writer. Anyway, I did something really cool with the curtains here. I had the short red thing, like the valance, and then I added those long black ones over top, and I thought it looked really cool. And so I'm glad that worked out. Yep. And then over here I add another like display, or it's not a display table, but accent table, I guess is what they call it in the game, just for some more sculptures, because I also knew they had the pirate ship little sculpture thing, and so I wanted to make sure that I added that. Of course, added some more plants. There's lots of plants and flowers around this entire house. I just love adding plants and flowers like most people do, I guess, when they're decorating Sims homes. But there's some more vampire lights, and the reds don't exactly match, but I thought it looked better than any of the other swatches on there, so I hope you guys are okay with that. But yes, here we are working on the study. We've got the desk with the computer. There's there's a bookcase. There's some chairs and couches to sit down in and read, and then I also added the easel there. I figured you know, Mortimer, his aspiration is Renaissance Sim, so he wants to be good at lots of different skills, and so I wanted to make sure I had plenty of options for skill building items in the house. And you'll see I added that in Cassandra's room as well because she's a creative Sim, so I added lots of like creative things for her to do. But now we are up to decorating Bella and Gortimer. That is not his name. Mortimer. I was trying to combine Mortimer and Goth together. Let's just call them both Gordimer from now on. But anyway, so yeah, in their house, in the base game as well, their original house, I guess I should say, they had a little like seating area in their room also, so I wanted to make sure I added that. It had the big closets. All the rooms are kind of like the same shape. So it was interesting to try to figure out what to do with that dormer space in each one of the bedrooms. But yeah, so the room isn't too exciting, you know, it's just got the desk there. I've added the vanity. Figured Bella, you know, she is very prideful of her looks and takes care in preparing herself to be presentable, I guess is what I was trying to say there. But anyway, yeah, so these are the boxes I'm talking about. I think they're like file storage boxes. I don't really know what they're called, but anyway, yes. If you've seen other you know, simmers or YouTube simmers that decorate and build houses, you probably recognize the red shelf. It is a piece of CC that helps you just place things more precisely. It's not in the build, you know, I delete it before I upload or save, so you know, you don't have to download any CC when you download this build, but the link to that shelf is in the description in case you are interested, because it is definitely a godsend when you are trying to like resize shelves or resize anything or put things on shelves that aren't supposed to go on shelves. You know, it's a lot. It's really helpful. So as you can see, we're now in Cassandra's room. I was going through the clutter and just like grabbing things that I knew I wanted to use, so that's why there was just things randomly on the floor. But in her little dormer window area, I decided to put her dresser there. And then this area over by the door here is where I put a lot of her clutter around the Cordelia bust, as you'll see. I just felt like it was kind of, you know, she wanted it to be an area where she had kept her books. She had, you know, that statue there, something that meant a lot to her, and it ended up just becoming like a catch-all kind of table where she'd come into her room and put whatever she had in her hands or whatever. I don't know. But anyway, using that shelf again just to move things around. It's also very helpful, so that way you're not having things snapping to the grid on top of the book, or you know, bookshelves or dressers or anything like that. That's why I move it out of the way. Then you can hold down the Alt key to freely move it at that height, and then you move your stuff back. But anyway, so I think that was it for the clutter, and so now I was giving her her desk, her tablet, and then I give her a guitar. I've never used those lights either, but they're purple, and I thought it worked perfectly for her because her room had a lot of purple in it in their original home, so I wanted to bring that. So yeah, she's got the guitar, she's got an easel. I was gonna add the wellness mat, but I forgot that when you place it, it's laid down rather than rolled up like it is in the picture, and I was like, I just want it rolled up so it looks like she put it away. So that was a little irritating, so I did not end up setting that down there. But then here, just a little seating area. That was interesting couch choices, but you know, it almost matches the bedspread perfectly, so I thought it was good. Yeah, she also has a soccer ball there. I don't think she's very much into sports, but I put it there just in case she wants to learn some I guess they call it juggling, you know, where you're kicking the ball up, whatever. But yeah, so, and I love that rug too. I used it in a Legacy family home, and what was it? Their living room I can't remember if it was Seasons or Cats and Dogs. I'm thinking it was Cats and Dogs, but I could be wrong. But I used a beautiful purple swatch that they have on their couches, and that rug just matched perfectly. But anyway, so now we're in Alexander's room, and then in his dormer window, I gave him his desk. He does not have a computer or anything. I just figured he would do his homework there. He also had a chess table in his original room, so I made sure to give him that. As he is a whiz kid, I think that's his aspiration. Is that what his aspiration? Yeah, that's like the kid's aspiration, is whiz kid. So he's very much into science and school, so I wanted to make sure that his room reflected that. So he's got a chess table in his room. He's got a robot lamp thing. I did put some toys in there, of course, because he is a child. I figured he might still want to play with toys. And then I add a bunch of completed school projects there in the corner. There's one that's not done, that's right there. Just because I figured, because he's so interested in school and he's a whiz kid, that he might like to display, projects that he's finished. He's very proud of them, that kind of thing. So, and I didn't notice when it happened on screen, but I did add that class in his room just because I felt like the rooms were all too similar and I wanted to kind of break it up and make at least one of them a different shape. And so here I'm giving him a shelf with a bunch of just random stuff on it. I literally put the bowling pin up there and I was like, why not? Who cares for what reason? But anyway, yeah, so I added the little robot head on top of that, like file box, whatever it's called. Of course, another plant. And then some toys, maybe, that, because it's a really high shelf, I figured maybe they're toys he doesn't play with anymore, so I kind of picked out ones that looked more like toddler-like. And then adding some decorations on his walls. Of course, I was trying to stick with like science and reading, just like knowledge-based things. He's maybe interested in aliens, that's why I put the Strangerville posters up there. But yeah, his room's basically done. We just add the rug, and then I think we go out to the hallway, and then we're almost done. Yeah. So, jumping back and forth, because I was grabbing those same couches and things, just to make make the house just feel more cohesive. I add a entire, waterfall sculpture up here, because there was just a lot of, empty wall space, and I just didn't know what to put there. And with these wall coverings, they're just, I don't know, wherever you put paintings, they always just look wrong. They're either too tall or too high or too low. But I've never really actually used this wallpaper before, because I've never used this high of wall height. But I thought it worked really well. So here is that waterfall. I just found some sculptures that I could size down and add on little shelves around there. And then of course added some flowers on the sides there. And I do paint the wall behind the waterfall so that it's not looking so strange. But that is about it. We are coming up on screenshots. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I really enjoyed building this, and I hope you guys are interested in downloading it. You can download it on the gallery by searching my username crazycordy or the hashtag crazycordy. So if you did like this video, please remember to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Bye everybody.